Brittney Griner is obviously a man. Why can she play in the WNBA? The truth behind it is horrifying. Brittney Griner has had 2 marriages, although she has publicly admitted that she is a lesbian. But she refused the Olympic examination. This is because she was born with a Y chromosome.
PG, right now you have 10 points, 5 rebounds. We see the Atlanta Dream as being very...
But no one noticed her habit of never wearing a bra, which made many people wonder if she might not be a woman. First, abnormally tall physique and masculine body shape. Griner is 2.06 meters tall, much taller than ordinary female athletes.
Now this twist in the WNBA and Brittney Griner saga just flipped the script completely. What started as a few whispers on social media and behind closed doors has now blown up into something massive, and it's not looking good for the Atlanta Dream. Allisha Gray just set the internet on fire with a bomb she dropped that's got players.
When you have the White House press secretary saying it's particularly important to bring this particular American citizen home because she is an LGBTQ woman of color, they start to go, why? I mean, seriously, why? Like, why does that make her specifically more important to bring home?
Fans and execs scrambling for answers. And this ain't no random gossip. Allisha is known for minding her business and staying far away from drama. So for her to speak out, you already know it's serious. She's accusing the Atlanta Dream of secretly paying for Brittney Griner's alleged gender reassignment surgery.
I think it's safe to say Brittney Griner is confusing everybody these days, but now it's just getting weird.
A lot of people believe that Brittney Griner is the first male to play in the WNBA.
After she shared that kiss and warm embrace with Kevin Durant, a lot of people thought she was going to bask in her femininity, but then she goes and confuses the out of this reporter by saying this.
I think there's probably one other job that you're about to get into that is really hard and really scary. You're about to be a mom. Mm-hmm. How is that feeling? Pops. Oh, let me get it together. About to be a pops. Please.
Out of team funds. And this goes way beyond personal choices or private matters. We're now talking shady spending, backdoor deals, and maybe even a league-wide cover-up. Like, why would a team that Brittney doesn't even play for be dropping stacks on something like this? Is there some dirt being held over their heads? Something the public ain't been told? Let's break this all down.
First, Brittney Griner, she said at a press conference that she will be speaking out about trans athletes being allowed to play. I believe if you've been transitioning to a woman, but you still have the strength of a guy, you gotta play with the guys, man. That's how I feel about it. But Brittney Griner, we got you home. Slow down.
First off, this ain't just shocking, it's confusing. Brittney Griner has always been surrounded by controversy. From the Russian detainment story to how the media constantly debates her presence in the league, she's been a lightning rod for discussion. Some folks call her a trailblazer. Others swear there's something the WNBA isn't telling us, stuff they'd rather keep locked behind the curtain. That's where Allisha Gray comes in with the real heat.
I'm ready to get there. I'm ready to just learn from her. Got to play with her a little bit with USA, and I'm just ready to feed off her and just give all I can to the Phoenix Mercury.
A round of applause for my wife. Honestly, she had the hardest job. Honestly, thank you so much, babe, for being there for me.
She claims the Atlanta Dream, a team with zero connection to Brittney on the court, quietly covered the full cost of her transition-related medical care. And they didn't just show support on social media or attend a press conference. No. According to Allisha, they pulled cash straight from team resources and kept the whole operation quiet.
Brittney Griner is clearly a man. Why is she able to play in the WNBA? Behind this lies 3 terrifying truths. Brittney Griner has been married twice. Although she has publicly acknowledged that she is a lesbian, she refused to undergo the Olympic medical examination. This is because she was born with a Y chromosome and has multiple characteristics, including male characteristics. However, her parents preferred girls. Griner was assigned female at birth, and her legal gender identity is female. This is why she can play in the WNBA. This is the key factor in her eligibility. Additionally, BG undergoes hormone therapy to adjust her physical characteristics to align more closely with her male identity. As a result, she possesses a masculine physique, which is extremely rare in women's basketball. Especially at 6 feet 9 inches tall, she holds a significant advantage over physically weaker female players. Since Brittney Griner joined the Atlanta Dream Team, the team's ticket sales have skyrocketed, attracting a large number of LGBTQ fans. Her transgender male identity.
Fans have been digging through old photos, videos, and interviews ever since the rumors started flying, and the internet has been quick to point out some big physical changes in Brittney over the years. If you look closely at recent footage, something definitely looks different compared to back then, like there's a major shift that didn't happen overnight. Now here's where it really heats up. What are they hiding?
So when Brittney Griner wants to speak out on anything other than basketball, I think the sports media should push back, and ask questions. And I'll give you an example of something in Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner said that, and this is not related to her arrest in Russia, but Brittney Griner said that that trans athletes should be able to compete against women. That is, men who identify as women. To me, you have to really aggressively push back against that and say, wait, you understand that if LeBron James decided that he wanted to be a woman and to identify as a woman, that he would be the greatest WNBA player of all time, and that would potentially take away real jobs from true women.
What would push an entire franchise to make this kind of secret move? Knowing the risk, this isn't a small thing. It could be a full-blown scandal if the wrong people get involved. So what's the real motive? Allisha Gray wasn't holding anything back when she went live on Instagram, before she deleted it, of course. In that stream, she didn't sugarcoat anything. She said, "They think we don't see what's going on." Atlanta Dream been paying.
We're not asking to get paid what the men get paid. We're asking to get paid the same percentage of revenue shared.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Got it. So that's a huge misconception.
That's a huge misconception.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, because every video is like, oh, this person gets paid this person gets paid that, right?
So I want to be really clear about that. Like, I don't think I should get paid the same as LeBron.
Right.
But the percentage of revenue, like, for example, they sell my jersey in Mandalay Bay, I don't get a dime.
You don't get any money from jersey sales?
That's crazy. In the NBA, they have percentages of revenue shared for the players, right? So jersey sales, obviously their TV contracts, you see these every year, these contracts get bigger and bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah,
massive.
But that's because their CBA, it negotiates where if the owners are making certain types of money, they get that as well.
Got it.
In the WNBA, that's not the case.
Paying for stuff they got no business paying for. Brittney ain't even one of us. Why is our budget going towards surgeries that got nothing to do with basketball? That one line set the WNBA world off. Players were shocked, fans started connecting the dots, and now everyone's watching to see what's next. But here's the craziest part. They didn't say a single word. Not a denial, not a PR cleanup, not even a weak little no comment. Just total silence. And in a world where public image is everything, that silence,
Black and white sports fans power,
hit harder than any official statement ever could. And of course, the silence didn't last long before a few WNBA players started throwing shade in their own slick way. They weren't naming names, but everybody knew what they were hinting at. One player from the Washington Mystics tweeted, "That's why I always say, watch where the money go." Another player, who used to run with the Dream, dropped a low-key bomb on Instagram, writing, "Not surprised, Eben knew they were on Funny Time." Now these posts were cryptic, but in WNBA,
I mean, that's just a byline. Brittney Griner wants to be called the opposite.
circles, that's basically the same as putting up a flashing sign saying, "We know the Dream's been up to something." No one came out and confirmed anything, but those little online jabs spoke volumes. Still, the big question remains. Why would the Atlanta Dream allegedly bankroll Brittney Griner's surgery in the first place? Who approved that kind of spending? And what could they possibly gain from doing it? Before anyone starts dismissing this as just another messy rumor, let's take a minute to remember who we're talking about here. Allisha Gray. She's not the type to—
Everyone deserves the right to play. Everyone deserves the right to come here, sit in these seats, and feel safe, and not feel like there's a threat or they can't be who they are. Definitely will be speaking up against that legislation and those laws that are trying to be passed, for sure.
To jump into chaos for no reason. She doesn't chase clout. Allisha's rep in the league is squeaky clean. On and off the court, she's known for being chill, dependable, and keeping her name out of mess. Teammates and coaches respect her. She's not the loudest in the room, but when she speaks, people listen. She shows up to practice, grinds hard during games, and doesn't get involved in off-court beef. That's what makes this whole situation even more shocking. Because if she's saying something, it's probably got some weight behind it. The only time Allisha's name was ever mixed into anything dramatic before this was that messy University of North Carolina academic scandal. Back then, the school got exposed for giving athletes shady academic advantages, and while Allisha wasn't directly tied to the wrongdoing, she still had to leave and transfer out. That was the closest she ever got to controversy. And yet, even after all that, she bounced back and rebuilt her image as one of the league's most trusted, clean-cut figures. The WNBA could always count on her for that relatable, family-friendly vibe. Great for branding, great for fans. So now, with Allisha stepping directly into this Brittney Griner drama, unprompted, unbothered, and unfiltered, that alone makes people pause. If this truly had nothing to it, why would someone like her speak up? There's clearly more to this story than anyone wants to admit. And Allisha just lit the match. Every single day, WNBA players are speaking out about how they're overworked and underpaid. The league's been called out constantly for lack of funding, players hustling like crazy just to get a fraction of what they deserve, staff being stretched thin, and teams scraping by with limited resources. So now imagine hearing that one team is allegedly spending big money out of pocket on a surgery that has nothing to do with their roster of basketball at all. That's not just confusing, it feels like a straight up slap in the face. If these whispers are true, then the league might be guilty of quietly sacrificing the dreams of multiple players just to handle one private situation. And if that's the case, there's gonna be hell to pay. Of course, when drama hits the WNBA, the internet starts spinning all kinds of wild theories, and this time is no different. But let's be real, every single one of these theories feels a little sketchy. Let's run through them. So get this, some people are convinced that the Atlanta Dream didn't make this move on their own. They believe the team had the green light from higher up, like way higher. The theory goes that league execs were in on it. And this wasn't just some rogue team burning money recklessly, it was part of a bigger play. Why? Because the WNBA has been pushing hard to keep up a very specific public image. They've been loud about inclusivity, progress, and showing support for everyone, especially under the microscope of the media. According to insiders, league bosses were terrified of the chaos that could hit if Brittney Griner's situation leaked without a proper spin. A media firestorm could have torn things apart. So, they allegedly backed this quiet move to avoid being dragged in the headlines. Sounds wild, right? But wait, it gets even deeper. There's another theory floating around that the Atlanta Dream made secret deals with silent sponsors. Yes, silent. After that whole political mess involving former team co-owner Kelly Loeffler, the Dream had to do serious damage control. Some fans believe the team made behind-the-scenes promises to progressive partners. So now, paying for something controversial like gender reassignment surgery could have been their way of proving they're all in on that new image. Here's the problem. If the money used wasn't reported or handled properly, that's potential fraud right there. And if that blows up, the whole operation could come crashing down. But hold on, because here's where this thing goes completely off the rails. There's one theory out there that has fans split. Some believe Brittney might be holding major secrets, like serious dirt on league execs or someone powerful. And this alleged payment, it might not be just a kind gesture, it could be hush money. A silent deal to keep her quiet while making it look like support from the outside. Now, yeah, this one sounds like it came straight out of a Netflix thriller. But with the way things have been going lately in the WNBA, people aren't ruling anything out. That's why so many fans are now demanding an official investigation into Brittney and the Dream. Reactions online have been intense. Some fans are rallying behind Allisha Gray, calling her bold for speaking up and exposing what might be some seriously shady league business. And with all eyes on this controversy now, nobody knows what bombshell could drop next. Meanwhile, other WNBA players are out here getting fined over dress code violations and harmless tweets after games. But Brittney, she's apparently skating through with VIP treatment like she's untouchable. For anyone still confused about what this alleged surgery means, if these rumors are even halfway true, we're talking about money being funneled to Brittney from people who owe her nothing. No team connection, no professional obligation. It's not just weird, it's shady. It screams special treatment, hidden agendas, and at worst, straight up favoritism from folks high up in the system. And here's where it gets wild. This story is catching fire, fast. It's only a matter of time before it explodes into full-blown chaos. When it does, oh, the fallout's gonna be nasty. Expect internal investigations to pop off. The WNBA might have no choice but to crack open the Atlanta Dream's financial records, and if even $1 was moved the wrong way, heads are gonna roll. People are gonna lose their jobs, fast. But it won't end there. Sponsors, they're not gonna sit quietly once they realize their money may have been involved in backdoor deals and off-the-record spending. Once those brands feel even a hint of scandal tied to their name, they're gone. Contracts pulled, deals off, reputations wrecked, and let's not forget the legal heat that could come from this. Depending on how deep this rabbit hole goes, if there's fraud, misreporting, or worse, this could spiral into criminal territory. Words like embezzlement and misuse of funds start getting thrown around real quick once the lawyers show up. But what about Allisha Gray? See, a lot of people are overlooking the fact that Allisha put herself on the line by stepping forward with this, speaking out against the grain in the WNBA. That's not easy. The league's got a track record of quietly silencing players who go against the script. So fans are already wondering, will Allisha get hit with a fine, suspended, or worse, get iced out of the league without a word? This ain't just about Brittney anymore. This is about the truth, about whether the WNBA actually stands on the values it constantly promotes: fairness, transparency, and accountability. Right now, that image is looking shaky. Allisha didn't just stir up drama, she flipped the whole table. And now the league has two options: face the music, come clean, and fix the mess, or bury it deep like they've done before, and risk the truth leaking out anyway. Because let's be real, the fans are paying attention, the players are talking, and those receipts are starting to surface. So whether you're backing Allisha or thinking she went too far, one thing's crystal clear: this is only the beginning. If you're keeping up with this saga and want the real tea as it keeps spilling, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because what's coming next might just shake the entire WNBA to its core.